What's happening, family? It's your boys Black and Blue back at you once again with the Black and Blue podcast. What's happening, partner?
Going on with you, bro?
Oh, I'm good, man. Hey, man, we gonna get to jump right into it. The Oscars. Woo! I guess you could say it was Black Night at the Oscars after the whole Kevin Hart situation. I don't know if it was a makeup for the past wrongs, but Black people walked out pretty nice at the Oscars, and they finally got their trophy. So salute to them. What you think, brother?
Wait, who hosted it? Did they have a host?
I don't even think they really had.
They didn't have They have a replacement, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but how did you feel about it overall?
It's funny because my daughter. I never really watched the Oscars, to be quite honest with you. But my daughter, we were watching it because everybody wanted to see what Black Panther was going to do. So actually, I tuned in for the Oscars, and it was cool. I was happy people won. I don't know what they won for, if that was really what they like. For instance, I'm keeping 100. I was so happy, man. Spike Lee finally got a trophy. But then I'm like, okay, so they finally accepted you. And to me, Black Klansman was like kind of, I won't say the white savior movie, but it was somewhere in that, the white cop superhero type of thing.
It was.
And no disrespect to Spike. He's a genius. But with so many great bodies of work, they finally gave him one, and I'm not mad at him. I'm happy for him. Then we could talk about, Regina King. As we talked about it, we talked about Beale Street a few weeks ago. Thought it was an excellent movie. Oscar worthy? Okay.
Yeah. I was saying, I love Regina King.
I think they're great on their own merit.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I love the movie. I loved Beale Street. But actually, I like the two main characters in it.
Yeah,
as a lead more than Regina. But no disrespect to her. We love you, and we happy you got yours too. And then what about we spoke about this several months ago, the Green Book. It was a whitewashed history lesson, as we previously discussed on a few episodes back last year. And
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Phenomenal, brother. He does his thing. But the story of the real Dr. Shirley and what the Green Book actually was, which was like a motorist tour guide so Blacks could travel throughout the South and know safe places where they could rest and sleep, get gas, all that type of stuff, use the bathroom. That's what the Green Book was. It really wasn't mentioned in there. Dr. Shirley, his family had issues with the movie. They made it like the white man introduced this black man to fried chicken, and they were like, yeah, whatever. It was the typical white guy. Let me walk you through the civil rights movement and make it better than what it actually was. Let me put smooth icing on the cake. What you think, brother?
I know a lot of Black people were happy overall with the Oscars, in general. Mm-hmm. I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm that petty dude. For many reasons. I do believe if anything, I knew Black Panther wasn't going to get Best Picture. I mean, I love Black Panther, but it wasn't Best Picture worthy. But I did.
Why would you say it wasn't Best Picture worthy?
Oh, I watched Black Panther a few times.
So what? So to let somebody know, what do you think? Like when you say Black Best Picture worthy, give me an example of a movie that you've seen that you say, yeah, that was.
I wish I could think of a movie that won Best Picture that really held up.
Well, what about one that didn't?
Oh, you know what? Okay, perfect example. I feel like Malcolm X should have been Best Picture.
Okay.
Malcolm X held up really well.
And that's when we go back to Spike. What Spike should have won the awards for, he didn't.
That movie held up. I can watch that movie now, years later, and still feel the same way about the movie.
Right. Okay.
I don't feel like Black Panther are going to feel the same way. I don't think that movie going to age as well as we think it's going to age.
Wow.
And the reason I say that because a lot of superhero movies don't age that well to me and I'm a big Marvel fan, and I like a lot of Marvel movies. But as I went back and watched some of the movies again years later, I didn't feel the same way. Like when I see it playing on network TV, I didn't really feel the same way. So that's what I mean by that. And that don't mean it doesn't take away what I think Black Panther brought to the table, to the industry, for our people and everything else. I'm not saying anything like that. I didn't think I got a great movie, not best picture worthy type of movie. But I do believe the best costume design was well deserved. And if anything,
who was the sister's name again?
Ruth Carter.
Okay.
And I'll hoping that she won that, if anything else, But
you can't deny the costume.
Yes, but she should have won it before.
For what movie?
Malcolm X. She did the costume for Malcolm X.
Okay.
Like that's like a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of people really know her name to Black Panther, but she took part in Malcolm X.
She's a veteran. She's a veteran.
Yeah, you don't even know being around. And I thought, everything about Malcolm X, I loved it. Yeah, not just the, not after Malcolm X converted over to Islam. But yeah, you got to think about the part when he was that pimp and he had the red suit, he was in the bar, doing his thing in the street. Like that's all Ruth Carter work,
Right.
So
the suits and all
yeah, she did that. You know what I mean? So I felt like, I do believe Hollywood is a propaganda machine. That's why it was created, and we can't forget that.
Right.
And I felt like, okay, Graham was like, you know what, we're gonna give the black folks Black Panther, a couple of them. We're gonna get Spike one. And to me, they voted all that out when they gave Green Book Best Picture.
So you think it's a message from Hollywood?
Yes.
Nigga, stay in your place?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so funny, and much like I said, I love Mahershala Ali as an actor. I haven't been following his whole career. I really wouldn't put on to him until he did House of Cards. Great performance on that show. And but that's his second Best Picture Oscar. Because he also was part of the cast in Moonlight. But yeah, I really believe that Green Book was a message to us. Like, okay, yeah, we give y'all a couple, but this is what we really are about. The Green Book, come on now, just drive Miss Daisy of 2018, basically. I ain't like that at all. So yeah, so I was upset about that. I was upset about the Oscar they did give Spike for. Like you said, I think he had such a great body of work over the years. And I thought Black Klansman was one, very forgettable. It was an okay movie at best. And then the hero wasn't even a black man in that movie.
Right.
Like you think it was, but you really think about it. If you watch Black Klansman, you really think about it. All that black man did was make some prank phone calls. There's just the partner in there, the Jewish guy, to infiltrate, take part in these meetings and do all the grind work. And then when I looked up the real story, they added that in there. There's nowhere in the real story saying the guy was even Jewish. So I just felt like they imported that into that story. So I was offended. You know what I mean? So to me, that's just the same as watching the movie The Ten Commandments and Moses being white. Okay. And it wasn't. So I don't like these based off a true story and you change up all the details like that.
Well, let me get your take on this then. So from Spike has always had the love of the people, and I played Double Jeopardy. Is our love not good enough? Did he want that trophy so bad? I mean, because I say that just a few weeks we were chanting when Drake said all it was is what do he call it? It's a popularity contest, and everybody is great doing their thing. Then you question, why did Spike want it so bad?
Yeah, I question that. And
there's nothing wrong with having. I mean, if anything, it's like if you want an NFL championship or if you want an NBA championship, that's not how I feel. I get it. But at the end of the day, if it's just a trophy at the end of the day and you know your value and your worth, how important is it?
I'm not even mad at Spike for being
And I'm happy for Spike. More power to him.
Like I don't care that he's happy. That's fine. Like that's completely validated. I mean, he the man that spent years and decades of work doing what he's doing.
He earned it.
I'm mad at us. Like you say, we sit here. We just praised Aubrey, aka Drake, a month ago about his Grammy speech.
Not even a month ago.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This to me, this is no different. Mm-hmm. Why we still seeking white validation? Because what if Spike didn't win that? What if Black Panther didn't win? We would have been pissed. Why? why would we have been pissed? You know what I mean? Like we haven't started thinking black first yet. And last night, well, it didn't happen last night. A few nights ago, that proved it. You know, we so fickle. To me, it was no different when Black Panther came out last year. That movie came out, I believe February 17th. St. Patrick's Day was March 17th. We were Wakanda forever for a good 30 days. And all of a sudden we all Irish now. You know what I mean? Okay. That quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's not like there's a whole bunch of Irish people fell in love with black folks. And then we know the real deal, what would happen if we got mixed in like that. I mean, not saying all of them was a product of rape, but come on now.
Okay.
But yeah, my problem is we still don't think black first. Constantly, they call like Grammys. I mean, the Grammys pooped in our face. The Oscars pooped in our face with Green Book. You know what I'm saying? I just had another example, and it just the fashion brands, Gucci, Prada. Like a lot has happened in the past 2 months. You know, and reminding us like, yo, they don't like us. Yet we haven't changed our way of thinking at all, and that makes me upset.
Okay, all right. Speaking of we gonna run back with Spike, man. Spike had a lot to say when he finally went up there and got that speech and jumped in Sam's arms. He was like, "I give praise to our ancestors who have built this country into what it is today, along with the genocide of the native people. The 2020 presidential election is around the corner. Let's all mobilize. Let's all be on the right side of history. Make the moral choice between love versus hate." And you know, Trump had a few things to say. He was called he of all people, he called Spike a racist. What you think about Flunk?
One, he shouldn't have even responded to that anyway. Like, you're president. Like, who cares? People can be speaking out against you, yo. And that's not just against President Trump. That's any president. You're gonna have people who will talk about you regardless. Mm-hmm. Like you can't respond to all your trolls. I'm sorry, or anybody that's against you.
I ain't never seen nobody respond to every troll that hit him.
Man, like how much?
Let something get past you, dog.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, man, yeah, but I don't agree with Spike about the love and hate thing because, like, I feel like the presidential election is never going to be a good moral choice running for president. They're going to be benefit, like they're really going to be for us. I think, in my personal opinion. But I see what he's saying. I mean, a lot of people want to see Trump out of office or whatever, and that's definitely no problem with that.
I mean, you got to vote though. I get where you coming from. That is, you kind of looking at the lesser of two evils, but in this situation, it kind of really is. Well,
I'm the type of person. I really not vote for any evil at all. So,
yeah, but like, you gotta play the game though.
No, I don't.
You don't.
That's the point.
Yeah, right. You don't have to play the game, but it's like either you gonna play or not play. Is the game gonna move you?
My point is we effed either way, no matter who's in there, Democratic or Republican. Like, you know,
just whether would you,
like you say,
raw dog or Vaseline. I get that the difference.
You know, like you say, it's evil versus evil, or you know, and I don't believe in choosing the lesser of two evils. Like I would not choose at all. Why I gotta choose evil? Period. That's my point. You know, and I think that as long as they keep us playing this game, we're not gonna see any changes.
I got that, but then you look at it different. I get that from there, but then you know, like the different policies being made, things affecting your taxes and stuff. Some of those stuff you gotta think about that too, not just, you know, everything from a black and white perspective. You gotta look at it from a monetary perspective too. What you're losing and what you're gaining. It's a game at the end of the day. You kind of want to be on some part of the winning side.
I think part of our problem is that we so focused on playing the game, but not doing the homework first. Like voting is only part of the process.
Right.
Everybody else knows, all the other demographics realize, like, to play the game, you got to put your money in. You got to put money in the machine.
You know, I totally agree with that.
You know what I mean? And for black people, we don't want to put no money into anything. We just want to just vote ourselves out of oppression. And that's not how it works.
And if you look at the other races like Asians, it is what it is. They take a lot of money from the black community, but they invest it in themselves, whereas we don't invest it in ourselves. We just give it away.
How many Asians have you seen on national TV complain about the policies of a president or a candidate?
You haven't.
My point. Just support their own. Focus on your own and let the rest work itself out.
True. Okay. So, speaking of the whole racist and your boy Trump, Senator Kamala Harris, she came out. She had an interview with the Ruth, and they asked her about if she thought Trump was a racist, and what did she say? When you talk about the statement on the neo-Nazi rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, then you talk about him calling African countries whole shithole countries. And when you talk about him referencing to immigrants as rapists and murderers, I don't think you can reach any other conclusion. And then they say, so you definitely would agree that Trump is racist. I do, she answered. Yes. And I guess that's kind of important because people were looking at it because I guess Cory Booker got pressed on some issues similar to that a few weeks ago. And, he still wanted to play the neutral game.
Yeah, I think Kamala Harris still is too. She shows the common enemy. You know what I mean? So like in Cory Booker, his mess up was, he told that when he messed up trying to make us see
the Lord. He brought the Lord. Cory said, I don't know the heart of any. They say, do you believe Donald Trump is a racist? And then Senator Booker said, I don't know the heart of anybody. I'll leave that to the Lord. I know there are a lot of people who profess the ideology of white supremacy that use his word. So basically, I mean, at some point you just gotta say, yeah.
You can't. I can't get that brother a point anywhere. I see why you really kick it with Kamala. Anytime I work with that dude, he just blows it, bro. Like, bro, he's not gonna make it past summer. I was see how he gonna make it past summer. I really don't. But yeah, one thing I say about Kamala Harris, she's very intelligent. I think I would not be surprised if she being like a close to a front runner in the Democratic Party next year, going towards like the primaries. But she chose a common enemy. Like calling Trump a racist is the thing to say right now, and she
can't go wrong.
Yeah, you take no chances. Keep that same energy. You talk about black folks and how you gonna help out your community. But so I mean, I wasn't too impressed by what she said.
Damn.
I know.
I'm laughing at the whole Cory thing because if you peep a few episodes back, we had a discussion about Cory and Kamala, and I said I would rather hang out with her than Cory, and he was like, "Do you understand how bad that is? That you would rather hang out with this middle-aged black woman than go to the club and kick it with this bella like how corny can that's what."
Yeah, like
you guys peep the previous episode.
But Cory's looking like a cornball every corner, bro. Why even running for president? Like he just needs to sit down somewhere.
Oh man. And speaking of sitting down, R. Kelly had to sit down over the weekend after we previously reported in our previous episode. They hit him with 10 indictments. He had $100,000 bond.
No, $1 million
bond. He had to put up 100,000 of it. They said he was in financial distress. I don't know how true that is. Meaning that it happened over the weekend. And who knows? He could, Yeah,
I mean that's a lot of money to move to be cashing out
over the, So we gonna give it. But they said a woman named
Valencia
Love. She was a friend of R. Kelly. She put up the bill. She's a 47-year-old, I'm assuming black woman, and she has a few businesses in Chicago. And she actually defended R. Kelly. She said he's not a monster. He's not. He's been nothing but a gentleman to me. She also inferred that Kelly was innocent, saying that in part that there are 3 sides to every story: his side, theirs, and the alleged victims and the truth.
Actually, she said more.
She said, I'm not going to say it was my money or his money, and he's not broke. He was going to post bond by Thursday anyway. He's my friend, and I knew he needed help. There are 3 sides to every story: his side, theirs, the alleged victims, and the truth. I can't say they're lying, the girls / the young ladies. It wasn't my money. I'm not going to say whose money it is. I don't condone any man sodomizing any woman or abusing a woman. He told me he was innocent. If he did, he is wrong. If he did, that's wrong. He's telling me he's innocent. I wasn't there. You wasn't there. Give me the chance and allow him to prove his innocence. He's not a monster. He's not. Look at all the past priests. Why isn't anyone focused on Kiara Coles, the missing pregnant postal worker in Chicago, gone since October 2018? The media focused on Jamie Class. Why isn't anyone looking for Kiara? He's only been a gentleman to me. The prosecutors and attorney general need to be prosecuting the priests that were sleeping with 5 and 6-year-old children. Now that's true. You need to get their asses due. Let him have his chance in court to prove he's innocent or guilty. As a friend, if he's innocent, I can only believe that he is innocent. I'm not in support of any pedophile. I don't support it at all. He was going to get out regardless. So yeah, man, shoot. R. Kelly, you got a long way to go.
Yeah, they're going to be a long case.
It's going to be a long case. And like I say, the trying it in the media, probably going to bullshit wins. And on that note, Black and Blue, we out. Thank you for tuning in to the Oscar edition. We'll catch you next time. Deuce.